Hey guys, good seeing you all again, and let's just jump into it. So Probst and Cook, I think that you're both absolutely right about this. I think that the blame is on both the people and the companies. Yes, we should absolutely take responsibility for our own actions, and we should try to not fall into these kinds of echo chambers. And one problem that stems from the people is things like conspiracy theories, because we have so much information at our disposal that we believe that we can kind of do all the research on all the topics like the moon landing and the earth being flat. However, going into these topics, even if you have the background to understand all the science, you're at a disadvantage even so because of all the amount of information that there is that you have to digest. But hey, it's all out there, you just need to make heads or tails of it. Add on to that the fact that most of these people that are believing in these conspiracy theories have a vested interest and a bias in these conspiracy theories being true, one that actual science would be able to weed out, by the way. These people have stopped being able to trust what experts say on anything, and they've put it upon themselves to do the research on the things that millions of people over thousands of years have done the research on. And while people are to blame partially for this, the real way to make actual long-term change is not to get people to change their actions, it's to get companies to prioritize different things with their algorithms. If Facebook wanted to stop the echo chambers, they absolutely could. They could promote different algorithms that promote understanding and dialogue over engagement and watch time. But because they're a corporation, their main concern is making money. Twitter is not concerned with the quality of the discourse, it's just concerned with keeping you on Twitter. So it shows us the most outrageous and divisive stuff on both sides. Facebook and Twitter are using human nature against us, and that's not something that we can teach people to ignore on a large scale. But in order for me to talk about where I think the internet might be going, I need to talk about one of my favorite divisive topics, that's Marxist theory. In Marx's book Fragment on Machines, he imagined what might happen if we could build a machine that took zero labor to make and that never ran down. He theorized that the value of the product it made would eventually slide towards zero. A journalist named Paul Mason made a connection to this theory and the internet, and he believes that information, software, and basically anything that can be digitized is that perfect machine. I'll link a video that goes into further detail in the description, but essentially Mason believes that we need to move towards an economy where information technology means that the production costs of everything are as close to zero as possible, where labor time and the costs of living are as close to zero as possible, and where we have a zero carbon energy system. The aim is essentially to reduce to a minimum the number of hours it takes to produce whatever humanity needs. Either that or we're going to need to create some unnecessary jobs when automation gets better, because capitalism won't be able to function as well when we have enough essential products that are being created at basically no labor costs. We do need to be careful about when we speculate about these kinds of things, though. I do believe that the internet will be able to change the world as much as the Industrial Revolution did. However, there have always been people who have looked too idealistically at these kinds of things and have speculated too far into the future. Marx was one of those people. And of course, before we live on the internet in the future, we'll first have to be able to figure out how to healthfully live on the internet. Anyway, my prompt for you guys for next week is this. What do you believe is the reason that there's been a decrease in the number of religious believers in the world? Do you think that at some point people will find something else to fulfill their spiritual need? Is spiritual need even a thing that exists? I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys say. I find that the internet has never really been a good place for religious discussion, but I hope that that can change.